Hey everybody, Trinity with Moonstone Mystics, and I figured I would quickly do a March predictions for 2026 because I'm not going to have time next week. And you know what? A week extra of a heads up is kind of nice. All right. So in meditation, before I started the video, I got that the theme of the month is actually going to be radical accountability for better or worse. And so, if you have been, you know, doing good things and trying to better your life, you shouldn't have to worry when somebody says, "Hey, karma's going to get you." You should be anticipating that karma is in a good thing because, you know, karma is just consequences of your actions and decisions. And so, if you are, you know, doing good things, you're going to get good karma or dharma. Um, if you are being not so nice, you're going to get some not so nice consequences. So a little bit of a heads up. You've got a week to straighten out a few things. I would get back, make amends where you need to, and in a hurry because it looks like what's going to happen in March is that like I'm not sure if the astrology is confirming this or not, but the message is March is really where everything starts rolling as far as the consequences. The hens are coming to roost. So make sure that you're tidying up some loose ends now. And do not have a victim mentality. Everything that you're receiving has nothing to do with anyone else. Everything that you're going to be receiving as far as consequences is a direct result of your own decisions and your own behaviors at this point. Will there be like a Wheel of Fortune type thing? We don't know. I'll pull tarot on that. Sometimes those are fated events that happen. Sometimes those are good fated events and bad fated events, but this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actual consequences to our decisions and behaviors. So March is where that really starts, and it seems like that's going to be an ongoing theme throughout 2026. For the month of March, we're encouraged to focus on the self, autonomy, and authenticity, taking off those masks that we've been trying to wear, deciding that we're not going to fit in anywhere. We are going to focus on belonging. And I just heard a Brene Brown video about that. The opposite of belonging is fitting in. We shouldn't be contorting ourselves or pretzeling ourselves to be accepted into a group. We should be magnetizing our soul tribe based on an authentic presentation of ourselves. We've done a lot of work last year in the year of the snake. Now it's time to move forward with our authenticity, with who God created us to be, with the gifts and talents and skills that we have cultivated. And that's going to pay off in dividends if you do that. You get to decide where you are going from here. There are many options, but not all of them are good ones. So discernment is going to be important. But if you're on my collective, I know that you are on point with this. And I'm so stinking proud of you because my cards have been saying it for a while. Okay. Know when to strategize and when to relax and let spirit handle things. That's where the serenity prayer comes in. If you're a 12 stepper, if you don't know what that prayer is, it is God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And oftentimes, a really good way to understand what you can and cannot control is it coming from within you? Then you can control it. If it's coming from without you, there ain't nothing you can do. So stay in your lane. Keep your side of the street clean. Some visions I got as I was meditating, chess, a chessboard, chess pieces, a game of chess being played. And I think that goes along with the strategizing, knowing when. And then I'm also hearing that you don't need to worry about where your next move is going to be. It will be presented to you because at the end of the day, your higher power is the one who knows how the game is going to be played. So just focus on the next move you're about to make through guidance, and then allow the game to unfold. Okay. Crows and ravens seem to be important, and I'm not sure why. You may be seeing a lot of crows and ravens. If so, it may be your message that you need to be paying particular attention. There might be an important message within this reading. Crescent moons, specifically a Cheshire cat uh, style moon. With the horns of it pointing to the west. I am not sure. Right now we're coming from a new moon, and so that would be in 2 weeks, because we're at that crescent moon, but with the horns pointing east. And so within 2 weeks, you may be receiving an important message, I'm hearing, or a truth may be coming out, so that you can fully see a situation and make an important decision from there. You may be feeling tired, burnt out, or overwhelmed, but energy will be increasing and momentum will return. So do not worry about that. Donuts may be important because I said donut worry. Which is actually a little shop down in Lawrenceville, ironically. But I actually, come to think of it, I have actually seen a lot of donuts, and I'm not quite sure why. I'm hearing that it may have to do with things coming full circle. And also, if you're a 12 stepper, in addition to the coming full circle, there's a point in the big book where it talks about, when we're being asked to shed our ego, one of the comments is, I'll be nothing like the whole of a donut. That's the point. Because that rawness is where we can actually start to build from and get a good foundation. You're going to be coming into union within the self. And so you're going to be really finding a nice balance and a nice cadence between your masculine and feminine energies moving forward. And that will, I'm hearing by the 28th. So like 5 weeks from now, you're going to really be in your stride and really feeling like you have a lot more control over your circumstances than you are. Obviously, we have to still keep putting in the work one day at a time. But you can do this, and it's going to get better. It's going to be easier. There may have been a learning curve for the first couple of months, but you're going to start getting into it and getting into the flow of things. I'm not sure if you have a creek nearby, but I actually have a word. It's create on here, but I saw creek. And so I'm not sure what that would symbolize. You may be living near a creek. You may have a creek that you visit when you hike. Getting out in nature is important, I'm hearing, but that there may be a message, because as I'm going into this vision and kind of seeing where that creek is leading, is pay attention to what messages the creek has for you. Like there was one time where I noticed a part where a branch had kind of made a little dam where there was a pool of water and there were some tadpoles in there resting, and then as they were done resting, they flowed out and got caught up in the current of the creek again and then took off. And again, that's kind of symbolic of what's going to happen this month. And so that may be why I was reading the word creek. But creating for yourself, stop consuming. So whether it's social media, tons of sugar, wasting your time, all of that devil energy where we've got we need to be detaching and turning into something. If you're not at work and you have downtime, you're being asked to do a creative process instead of just laying back and scrolling on social media. The creative process is extremely important and very healing for all of us. And Who knows? Maybe a painting you create will be the next, Starry Night. You never know. Um, a route to abundance presents itself by the 6th of March. It could be through an invitation that you receive. However, um, it's going to be in an unexpected way. And it may be fruits of your labor from something you've done previously. Like, say somebody wants to buy my painting, you know, or commission a painting, that sort of thing, where I'm not used to receiving money for my art. So that would be a really good example of that. And like these, I just created for myself. And my house is full of them. So I've got tons of my own art in my house. All right, so that was all I got for the channeled messages. Let's go ahead and we're going to start off with the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck by Taylor Eaton. If you haven't seen her channel, she's really a great reader. She gives a lot of really good advice on how to facilitate a mentality that helps you manifest abundance in your life, and getting rid of the lack mentality. And that's what this Oracle deck is all about. So we're going to go ahead and start there. Remember that abundance and prosperity doesn't necessarily mean money. Money is just a form of energy. And so it could be exercising so you actually have physically more energy. It could be an investment that returns to you. So do bear that in mind. Like when people say, oh, you're going to win the lottery and have a windfall, that is a metaphor. Always. Not sure why I needed to express that, but there's far more sorts of prosperity and abundance. Although, to be fair, I would definitely receive any amount of money that I can get, just because it's fun to have some money. It gives you some choices in life. Speaking of, I'm being told to budgeting is going to be important because you need to be investing in something, whether it's your future, your education, retirement, saving for a rainy day. That's going to be really important moving forward. And it also goes hand in hand with bettering the community by not buying stuff you don't need, that kind of pollutes the earth and helps, certain people in certain files make more money. Just saying. All right. Spirit of love, light, and truth, please come in and guide us through this reading. Please give them clarity in what they hear and help me to be clear in the messages that I present to them. What is the energy that will help the collective who is listening to get into the mode of abundance for themselves in this creative month, 3rd month of the year in March? Okay. We have got the Seer. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the book. Okay. The Seer. Anything can happen at any time. Open yourself up to the possibility in each moment. And so that's the reminder by the 6th, be open. Don't be distracted if you can avoid it. And I was listening to a song and I am not sure if I heard it accurately for the lyrics, but it said that a man was nothing more than a distraction. I kind of like that. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, the Seer knows the potential of each moment. She can see the infinite possibilities for change that each second holds. From the viewpoint of limitless potential, she understands that everything can change in a second. Okay, so detachment is another theme that we're seeing in here being repeated. The card indicates that money is trying to flow to you and will easily do so when you embrace the endless potential of the present moment. Um, and that, to be fair, that was one thing that I didn't write down that they did say. I should have said that, which thank you, Spirit, for helping me remember this. Being in the present moment is really important. Not ruminating on the past, not fretting about the future, and not being sucked into social media. Although I appreciate you being here on my social media. Okay. It's easy to slip into a habit or into the habit of looking. Hold on just a second. Looking at your current financial reality and assume that it's going to stay the same or worsen over time. But remember, money is not something that you must wait indefinitely to receive. There are infinite ways it can come to you at any moment, and your willingness to acknowledge this will allow you for it to come all the quicker. Rather than focusing on your financial reality currently, or how it currently is, or treading the waters of fear, amend your finances, turn your finances to the potential for abundance change in each moment. So basically turn it over to God and let God, or your higher power, or however you see it, the universe, spirit, source, I don't care. Neither does it. Let it handle things. Let it come to you. Try and not be distracted while it's doing so. Allow yourself to get excited about what might come. Give yourself permission to be surprised by life and the flow of abundance. Okay? So, open your mind to the possibility of where it can come from, because it can come from unexpected ways, but we can't see those opportunities when we're not in the present moment. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and use the Keymaster Tarot for the tarot portion of this. And this should be pretty quick. All right. What do we have to look forward to in the month of March moving forward? I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 cards for each week of March. There's one. There's 2. Maybe not. Spirit has other plans. So the 3rd week, I only have 1 card, and then the 4th week, I have 2. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the 1st week. Ha! Tower, but Magician. Okay. Something needs to come down. There is something that is built on a faulty foundation. And this may be where the karmic consequences start coming in. Either you're denying something, someone is lying to you, but there's something where there's a faulty foundation and the tower needs to come down. However, once it does, then you're going to be like, manifestation is going to come down quick. Honestly, with the card that we pulled before, this may be indicating that the structure that needs to come down is an inner belief system about your deservedness and worth regarding money. Okay. That can be a really good tower card. But then it will unblock you so that you can manifest quite a bit more easily. So that's going to happen the 1st week. Like, just an abrupt change. It doesn't have to look bad. But it's something that needs to come down. I'm hearing it absolutely needs to come down. The next is Justice and the 8 of Swords. Okay. So So that's the second week in March. So what you're looking at is I'm seeing those two kind of coming together, as far as you have been really wrapped up in your mind about something, and the justice is that you free yourself from that. You're able to be liberated from that, because you find balance and you kind of put it down and let it go. So I love it when at the end of the night I get my makeup smeared all over my face. So if you have been struggling with mental, thought loops, particularly negative ones, or anxiety about anything, literally, that is going to be coming to an end. And that is where your final justice is being comfortable in the present moment without having to be in your own mental prison. Third week, we've got the Chariot. Okay, so things are going to start really moving on the third week, which is wonderful to see. I'm going to go to the fourth week, and see if that clarifies the third week into what is taking movement. But if it does not, I will clarify that card. And then the fourth week, which is my birthday week, by the way. Just saying. We've got the Knight of Cups. And then we've got the Knight of Swords. Okay. Lots of really fast movement. Yeah, let me go ahead and clarify that. I'm going to go ahead and turn this because I keep going over here and I think I keep coming off camera. A technical wizard, I am not. Let's go ahead and clarify. Let's clarify the Chariot first. Clarify the Chariot for me, please. King of Swords. Okay, it looks like you've made a very sound decision about something and you're moving forward. And that actually may be what, like, the decision may be presenting itself. You may be at a crossroads. You may have a choice between two things or three things. But it looks like you're just kind of taking the bull by the horns, and that initiates everything starting to flow to you. All right, let's go ahead and clarify the week 4, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. Okay, this is where the opportunity comes in. Okay, so it's going to be in that fourth week. But it may, because in the channel message, it says the route to abundance presents itself by the 6th. I would say that it may present itself, but it's going to be within that decision, because that's like that first week there. By the third week, you have made your choice because you have gotten out of your own way by the second week. So that choice is made, movement starts happening. And then I'm hearing that there is going to be a massive balance between your heart and your head, your logic and your emotions. And when that happens, then you will actually see the opportunity that's been staring you in the face for most of the month. Okay. And that is the opportunity to get into the receptive Empress energy, where you are being really creative. You're making waves. You're stepping out. You've adjusted your crown and you've remembered who the F you are, which is a wonderful thing. That is a wonderful thing. Because I can't resist the Mystic Martian when it's sitting in front of me, we're going to go ahead and pull a Mystic Martian card. Aha, ha, 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 ha. Flower of life, inspiration, awe, and dreams. That opportunity may be something that is so inspiring and fills you with, it lights you up in a grounded way, to where you actually, your creative juices just start to flow and things just start to move from within to the without. Producing something in the physical that you started manifesting in that first week. But it is actually, it's not just about you being inspired. Actually, this next month and everything that you're going to be living through and walking through is going to be an inspiration to those around you as well. Okay. So maybe in your morning prayers, when you're doing your prayer, because I know you're doing those morning prayers every day and meditating. I know it. Because if you're not, I don't know how you're handling not going crazy as a 12-stepper. If you are one. If you're not one, you should be keeping up on your spiritual hygiene and praying and meditating every day. It brings so much emotional balance, and it helps you get out of your own way. But if you are doing a prayer every morning as part of your spiritual routine, aside from my opinion on what you should or should not be doing, I can't tell you nothing. Maybe add in a request, a petition to Spirit to help you be a good example to those around you. And that may not look exactly like what you think it should. But everything that you're going to be going through, people are watching. You've got eyes on you. For better or worse, again, I mean, it's the accountability there is really important to remember, because that is for better or for worse. So, yeah. You also just seeing the word dreams on here, you may be getting some downloads or some messages through your dream state. So make sure that you're, getting good restful sleep at night, getting into a good sleep routine, good hygiene all around, whether it's financial, physical, spiritual, sleep hygiene, that sort of thing. Okay. So to wrap up, get into the present moment and open your mind to the idea that money can come from anywhere and everywhere. It is just a form of energy. It's not a matter of morality. Okay. It is not a matter of whether you deserve it or not, because you do. Once you embrace that concept and you get to that tower moment that first week where you've got, you're seeing something fully, that means that you're going to be able to take what's left and rebuild and manifest your future. You're going to be getting out of your own head in the second week. You're going to be making a sound decision because you've gotten out of your head by the third week, and then an opportunity comes in that you seize, and everything takes off from there. 2026, baby. It's on like Donkey Kong. All right. That's all I've got for the month of March. I am probably not going to be posting much over the next week. I'll try and slip like a short in or something. If you want to schedule a personal reading, it's going to be probably, my schedule is going to open up by the second week of March, because I'm in the process of moving to a different city. And so I will go ahead and leave my contact information in the comments, so you can email there for personal readings. You can join me at the Inner Space in Roswell from 1 to 8 on February 21st, 2026. I will be there reading tarot for those hours. And also, I will be posting on here my first sermon at City of Light. If you want to join us in person, that's going to be on the 2nd at 10:30, City of Light Spiritual Center, 3125 Presidential Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia, right by Spaghetti Junction. Okay, that's all I've got. Thank you so much for being here. I really need to express that gratitude to you. I really, really do appreciate you. And if no one's told you today, know that I love you. Take care.